All right, so you're getting ready for that mental health social worker interview, huh?
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to dive deep into some common questions you might face.
Yeah, we'll be using RoleCatcher's resources,
Yeah.
and we're going to unpack how to approach these questions and sprinkle in some of those career insights.
Oh, and of course, we've got to see how RoleCatcher's AI can give you that extra edge.
Yeah, it's really not just about knowing the answers you know. It's about showing them your experience, empathy, and just how you connect with people.
Especially in those challenging situations.
Exactly.
So, okay, first one up.
This one is almost a given.
Yeah. Can you tell us about your experience working with individuals with severe mental illness? What are they really getting at here?
I think they really want to gauge your hands-on experience,
Yeah.
your comfort level with the different treatment approaches, and how you've applied them in those real-world situations. Think back to those internships,
Oh, yeah.
volunteer work, or even that one challenging case that really tested your skills.
Oh, so you're saying it's not just listing off all the therapies.
Right. It's about showing you understand like why you chose that specific approach.
Yeah.
And then what the impact was.
Exactly. So let's say you use cognitive behavioral therapy to help someone manage anxiety.
Okay.
Talk about why CBT was the right fit for that person and what positive changes you saw.
Gotcha. So sharing those concrete examples makes it come to life.
Exactly.
What about working with families? Seems like a big part of it.
Oh, huge. Yeah, absolutely.
Mental health, social work.
You might get asked this, like how you approach working with the families of individuals with mental illness. Because family dynamics,
Oh, they're huge.
they play a huge role, and they want to see that sensitivity to that.
Yeah.
Think about how you collaborate with families,
Uh-huh.
how you offer support, and even educate them about mental health.
So it's like you're seeing the family as part of the treatment,
Yeah,
not just an add-on.
precisely.
Right.
Now, this is where it gets interesting.
Think about the unique challenges that you've encountered when you were working with families. Have you ever had any resistance
Oh, yeah.
from family members? Or maybe you've seen how powerful the family support can be
Oh, for sure.
in someone's recovery.
Uh-huh.
Those are the stories that'll make your answers stand out.
It's those personal insights, they add a whole other layer to it.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one is kind of daunting.
Okay.
Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult ethical decision?
Ooh, ethical dilemmas.
I know.
That's the reality in this field.
Yeah.
The interviewer wants to know how you think ethically in your decision-making.
Right.
Choose a situation from real life. Maybe one where you had to talk it out with your colleagues or supervisors.
So you're saying it's not just about what happened,
Right.
like the outcome,
It's how you got there.
but it's how you navigated the whole thing,
Yeah.
the principles you used.
Yeah, and what you learned from that whole experience.
Shows you can handle those tough calls. Okay, I'm getting nervous just thinking about this one.
Right.
How do you approach building rapport with clients who may be resistant to treatment?
That's a hard one.
Feels like a minefield.
Resistance is common, but a lot of times it comes from fear or just misunderstanding.
Uh-huh.
This is about showing them you have empathy and good communication skills.
Okay.
So think about how you use active listening,
Right.
validation, and setting goals together with the client.
It's about meeting them where they are,
Yeah,
not where you want them to be.
that's a great way to put it.
So instead of like pushing your agenda on them,
Right.
you create this space where they're heard and understood.
Uh-huh.
It's like building trust brick by brick.
That's a great analogy. Now think about a time where you had to build rapport with someone who was resistant. What were the challenges? What'd you do? How'd you help them see how treatment could actually help?
I love how we keep coming back to those real life examples.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? High stakes scenario. Can you describe your experience working in a crisis intervention setting?
All right, this is where you show them you can manage a crisis and that, the intervention models.
Gotcha.
So pick a specific crisis that you've handled and walk them through how you assessed it, the actions that you took,
Okay.
and then how you helped resolve it.
So you're not just staying calm.
Right.
You're showing them that you can think on your feet,
Yeah, you can assess, act, and de-escalate.
even under pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you use any special techniques? Did you work with any other professionals?
Yeah.
All those details bring it to life.
Oh, for sure. Okay, let's switch gears a bit.
Right.
Professional development.
All right?
How do you stay up to date with the latest research and best practices? This one seems pretty straightforward.
It is, but it's more than just rattling off journals and conferences.
Right.
It's about showing that you are committed to continuous learning.
Okay.
Are you excited about a certain research area?
Yeah.
Maybe trauma-informed care? Or the role of technology in mental health?
So showing them that you love to learn
Yes.
and that you apply that to your work with clients.
And this is a great place to mention organizations like the NASW
Oh, yeah.
and how you're involved with professional development.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, this next question feels super important.
Right.
Can you describe your experience working with diverse populations?
This is a big one.
Yeah.
Cultural competence is so important.
Oh, right.
They want to know if you're ready to work with people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Highlight any experiences where you adapted your approach to meet their unique needs.
You know, because diversity goes way beyond just race and ethnicity.
Exactly.
It's age, gender identity, sexual orientation, socioeconomic background, so much more.
Yeah, it's all of that.
Sharing those experiences shows you get those nuances.
Right.
Okay, this next one is sensitive.
Okay.
How do you approach working with individuals who have experienced trauma? Trauma-informed care is so vital
Absolutely vital, yeah.
in mental health.
They want to see that you understand how trauma affects people and that you can create a safe environment.
Yeah.
So talk about some specific strategies that you've used,
Okay.
whether it's grounding techniques, mindfulness, or even just creating a sense of safety in your therapy space.
Recognizing that trauma shows up in so many ways,
Yeah.
and everyone needs something different.
That's a really important point.
Right.
You can even mention any training you've had in trauma-informed care
Oh, yeah?
or organizations you've worked with that support survivors.
Shows that you're really dedicated to this approach.
Exactly.
Okay, now for a question that shows how complex this work can be.
Lay it on me.
Can you describe your experience working with individuals with co-occurring mental health and substance abuse disorders?
Co-occurring disorders are unfortunately really common.
Yeah.
They're trying to see how good you are at managing these intertwined issues.
Okay.
So focus on your understanding of the integrated treatment approaches. That means addressing the mental health and substance use at the same time.
It's seeing the whole person,
Yes.
not just treating one thing.
Exactly. You could bring up any experience with dual diagnosis programs, or if you've collaborated with any addiction specialists.
Shows you can handle those tough situations.
Yeah.
All right, this next one really gets to the heart of social work, I think. How do you approach working with individuals who may have limited resources or access to mental health services?
This one's all about your dedication to social justice and understanding that mental health care isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Right.
Talk about your experience connecting clients with resources in the community, advocating for changes in policy, and your understanding of how social determinants of health impact well-being.
It's about going beyond just therapy.
Exactly.
And recognizing all those systemic factors.
Yeah. Have you worked with any organizations that offer a sliding scale?
Right.
Or helped clients get benefits or housing? Those examples show you're dedicated to equitable access.
Wow. We have covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Before we move on, though,
Okay.
I want to talk about something that might help streamline all this prep.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh, yeah. RoleCatcher has some great features that can really help you during your interview.
It's like having a coach in your pocket, right?
It really is.
So how can it help tailor their answers to a specific job?
So it can analyze the job description and then suggest keywords and phrases you can work into your answers.
Wow.
It's like a secret decoder ring for those tricky application systems.
That's amazing.
Plus, it can give you feedback on your answers when you practice. So you can get your communication skills sharp and highlight your strengths.
So it's like having a virtual mock interview whenever you want.
Exactly. And that kind of prep can make all the difference. Yeah, it can really make a difference. And, it doesn't just help you feel good going into the interview.
Right.
It also shows those potential employers that you're serious about this, that you took the time to prepare and you're invested.
Yeah, like you're showing up with a well-organized toolkit.
Yeah.
Ready to tackle anything they throw at you.
I like that.
So we've talked about the AI, analyzing those job descriptions, suggesting keywords and phrases, and giving feedback on your answers. What else can RoleCatcher do to help with the interview?
So RoleCatcher has this huge library of practice questions.
Okay.
And they're tailored to all sorts of mental health career paths and skills.
Oh, wow.
So you can practice the ones that are specific to the jobs you want, whether that's kids, adolescents, families, different therapies.
It's like a personalized study guide for your interviews.
Exactly. And you can go at your own pace, on your own time, and get that feedback to make your answers better.
So you're not just memorizing the same old answers.
Right.
You're really thinking through how your experience matches up with what they're looking for.
Exactly. And that makes a big difference in how you present yourself.
Absolutely. Okay, let's say you've done all your prep with RoleCatcher. You're feeling good, you know your stuff, you're ready to go. What should you keep in mind during the actual interview?
So most importantly, be yourself, Let your passion shine through.
Yeah.
Interviewers want someone who's qualified, but they also want someone who's truly committed to making a difference.
It's not just saying the right words.
Right.
It's about that genuine enthusiasm.
It's about connecting with people.
Yeah, and empathy.
Think of it like a conversation, not an interrogation.
Oh, like that. Takes the pressure off a bit.
Exactly. And don't forget, active listening is just as important as speaking well. Pay attention to what they're saying, ask good questions, and just have a good back and forth with them.
It shows you're present, engaged, all of that.
Exactly. Okay, so there's this question that usually comes at the end.
Okay.
And it's your chance to really leave an impression. Do you have any questions for us?
Ooh. I always feel stumped by that one. What do I even ask?
Well, first of all, always have a few questions ready, even if they cover everything.
Gotcha.
It shows you're prepared and interested.
Makes sense. So what kind of questions?
Think about ones that show you're interested in the organization, the role itself, the whole field even.
Okay.
You could ask about professional development, the team dynamic, or their commitment to social justice.
Yeah, those are good. It's asking the questions that go deeper.
Exactly.
And show you're thinking critically.
And you know what? RoleCatcher can suggest questions for you.
No way.
Based on that job description.
That is so helpful. Okay, so the interview's over. You did your best. You answered their questions.
All right.
You asked some of your own. What happens next?
First of all, take a breath. You did it.
Yeah.
And remember, no matter what happens, this whole process was a learning experience.
Right. It's a chance to see what you're good at,
exactly,
what you can improve, refine those skills for next time.
Now, what happens next really depends on the organization.
Okay.
Some get back to you quickly. Some take weeks.
The waiting game?
Yeah, and it can be tough. But be patient.
Easier said than done.
While you're waiting, you can send a thank you note.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Reminding them you're interested and thanking them for their time.
Shows you're professional.
Now, let's say you don't get the job.
Okay.
It's okay to be disappointed.
Yeah, for sure.
But don't let it get you down.
Right. Rejection is part of it.
It really is. And remember, not every job is the right fit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a redirection to something better.
Well, one door closes.
Another one opens.
Exactly.
And that's where RoleCatcher comes in again.
Okay.
Those AI job search features can help you find new opportunities that actually match what you're looking for.
So you're not just applying for everything.
Yeah.
You're being strategic.
Yeah, RoleCatcher gives you those personalized recommendations.
Saves you time and energy.
Exactly.
So let's say you went through it all, you learned, you landed the job.
Congratulations.
You're a mental health social worker.
That's amazing. It's such a rewarding career.
I know we've talked a lot about the interview.
Yeah.
But what about the job itself?
Okay.
What are some of the biggest challenges
and
rewards?
Like we've been talking about, one of the biggest challenges is how emotionally draining this work can be.
Yeah.
You're dealing with people going through really tough stuff.
Right.
And it's normal to feel for them.
So self-care is key.
Absolutely. Having a good support system is important too.
Yeah, like colleagues, friends, family, even a therapist.
Exactly. You can't pour from an empty cup.
That's so true.
Another challenge is dealing with those complicated systems, especially when you're advocating for clients who don't have a lot of resources or who are facing systemic barriers.
It can be frustrating.
It can, but remember, you're not alone.
Right.
There are people out there fighting for better access to mental health care for everyone.
Yeah.
And as a mental health social worker, your voice matters.
Yeah, it's using your skills and your passion to make a real difference.
Exactly. And then there are the rewards. They're huge.
I bet.
Seeing people overcome such incredible obstacles, finding hope when things are dark, building a meaningful life.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to witness that.
And to be a part of their journey.
It is. It really is.
Walking alongside them through it all.
And knowing that your work makes a difference for families, communities, even future generations. It's amazing.
It's about creating a better world, one interaction at a time.
Exactly. That's what makes this career so special.
It's combining your passion,
Yeah.
your skills, your commitment, and making a difference.
Now, before we go to the last part, I want to say that this journey, while tough, is incredibly rewarding. You're joining a profession where you get to make a real difference in people's lives.
Yeah.
To see that human resilience.
Right.
And contribute to a more compassionate world.
Yeah, it really is. It sounds like you've really gotten to the heart of it. You know, what advice would you give to someone just starting out in this field?
It's such an exciting time to be starting out in mental health social work. There are so many possibilities. First, I would say, remember why you chose this path. You know, hold on to that passion, that spark that led you here. It's going to be especially important to remember that during those tough times...
It's like your compass guiding you through it all.
Exactly. And be a sponge, never stop learning.
Okay.
This field is constantly changing. There's always new research, new therapies, new approaches.
Right. So it's not just about getting that degree.
No, it's about staying curious.
It's about staying engaged.
Throughout your career.
Yeah.
And build a good support system.
Yeah.
This work can really take a toll on you emotionally. So surround yourself with people you trust, your colleagues, supervisors, friends, family.
Even a therapist.
Even a therapist. You need those safe spaces to process and share and just be yourself without judgment.
Yeah, it's that reminder that you're not alone.
Exactly. And then finally, self-care. This one's a big one. It's not a luxury.
Right.
It's essential. This work demands so much of you. You need to take care of yourself, whether that's taking time for yourself, doing things you enjoy, spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness.
Whatever works for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever brings you joy. Make it a priority.
It's powerful, and people don't talk about it enough.
They don't. You can't take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself.
So true. And, using tools like RoleCatcher along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Can make a big difference. Whether it's staying up to date on jobs, refining your resume, even just exploring different paths.
It's like having a partner on your journey.
It sounds like RoleCatcher really offers a lot of support.
It does.
From the interview to actually navigating your career.
It really does. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I just want to say to everyone starting out on this path, congratulations. The world needs people like you, people with compassion, empathy, dedication. It might not always be easy, but I promise you it'll be so rewarding.
And remember, you're not alone. There's a whole community out there that shares your passion.
That's right. Lean on each other, learn from each other, celebrate each other's wins.
That's what it's all about.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of our deep dive.
Wow, thank you so much for all your expertise.
Of course, it was my pleasure.
It's been so informative and inspiring.
Glad to hear it. I wish everyone listening the best of luck in their journey.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We hope you feel ready to take on the world of mental health social work. And remember, RoleCatcher is there for you every step of the way.